Yes, indeed. It's KCRW here for Morning Becomes Eclectic. So this year, singular screenwriter and director Wes Anderson celebrates 30 years of feature filmography from 1996's Bottle Rocket to most recently The Phoenician Scheme. And the music in Wes Anderson's films is a big reason they are so loved, from rediscovered pop hits or should have been hits to uniquely original film scores. Our guests today have been there since the beginning and are part of the illustrious lineup for an immersive concert experience celebrating the films and particularly the very special music of them, which is what we love here on Morning Becomes Eclectic. I am here with composer, musician, designer, artist, and DEVO frontman and founder Mark Mothersbaugh and actor, musician, songwriter Jason Schwartzman. Thank you both so much for being here in person.
Good to see you. Greetings.
Thank you for having us.
So great to see you. Wow. Okay. 30 years is quite an amount of time to be covering in one show. And it also makes me think back to you guys being there at the beginning, overlapping at really seminal points in your careers in different ways. So we had Wes Anderson, who was like in his mid-20s, just starting out making film, had his own point of view. Jason Schwartzman, you were a teenager, brand new to the screen back in the mid-90s. Mark Mothersbaugh, I mean, you already have this incredible career fronting DEVO, breaking the mold of what music, performance, and visual art could be. And then now you're scoring television and one of my favorite shows, Rugrats. And then you all come together. What an amazing time for each of you, right?
Yes, yeah. We worked in my in a bedroom at a house.
You and Wes?
Yeah, to do the first album,
Really?
first movie.
What did you think when he reached out to you and he was describing this Bottle Rocket film that also the Wilson brothers had their debut performance in?
You know, I got asked to go look at the film at a screening where it was out in Santa Monica, and they had invited kids over from the high school to come over afterwards, and they all knew that they could get free popcorn and soda. So they sat about halfway through the film, like kids finished eating what they were eating, they all started leaving. And Wes said, yeah, they told me it was one of the worst screenings they ever had. But when I saw the movie, I said, this guy's really got a vision that is unique and is really applies to our time right now. He's really relevant. And it was very interesting to get to meet him then and do that first movie.
And what was he saying to you about why he wanted to bring you in? I mean, there's so many reasons. What was the stuff that most drew him to your work, Mark?
Well, you know, they gave him, I was told by the people at Sony, they said, well, we gave him a list of composers and your name was the only one of the people that he wanted to work with. So
nice.
he had seen, like things like Pee-wee's Playhouse and DEVO, and he liked both of those. And that kind of led to us hitting it off.
I love that. Wow. Back in the mid-90s there. And then Jason, I mean, this was your very first time on the screen, television or film pretty much. What was your emotional state? Were you nervous? Were you excited? I mean, you were 18 when the film came out, but probably even younger than that when you were first casted.
Correct, yeah. 17, very, very scared. It was happening so fast, so I can't, it's hard to put into words, honestly, but I think that the most amazing thing about it, honestly, was just that it was sort of the first time in my life that an adult, who was Wes, the adult, technically, asked me my opinion about things. That was most people, they don't really care. It hadn't, no offense to anyone who, if you know me, but most people, wouldn't ask you your thoughts about things. And Wes was like that kind of first adult in my life that said, what do you think about that? Or what do you like? Or what are you interested in? And it was like unusual for me. And he just kind of came into my life at a perfect time and started showing me movies and and talking about movies, and he sort of was the ushered me into, I feel like, a different phase of my life, and really in a kind of a teaching way. I mean, he wouldn't say he was teaching, but looking back, I think that's what was so amazing about that time for me. Yeah.
Wow. Mark, I mean, Jason, it sounds like he was really involved as a director, not just kind of directing, but having a back and forth conversation that would help guide what was happening. Mark, did you experience something similar? I mean, I think from what I understand, he was super involved from the very beginning of what the composing would be, the music for the film, not just kind of like, here, take it and do whatever you want with it type thing.
Yeah, I mean, all those songs, he picks them out, and he's, very close to every song that he puts in the film, and he was the same way with the score. I remember he wanted it to be very limited in size. The band that was playing, he liked it to be, and he liked jazz. And, I don't know, we got along really well, and he was, we had a thing where it was a little bit at odds with the studio, and every time that he'd send a cut with music in it and a cut with new picture in it to the studio, they'd send me a copy of this movie called Big or something, where it was like
with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. Because they wanted me to make the score, and I said, "Hey, what should I do with this?" And he goes, "Don't pay attention to them. Don't let them distract you." He was really, on a first film, he was very confident of what he was doing and of his aesthetic, and had a very clear vision. And I really respected that.
Yeah.
Big.
I know. Take it. Well, immediately I thought of that giant piano scene, playing Heart and Soul on the giant toy piano. What a film. Wow. Oof. Okay, that's a whole other tangent. But the films of Wes Anderson, I mean, they have those moments in them too that are just kind of like burned into your brain, whether it's visually, how things look, or the music from it. I mean, people love just the soundtracks alone and they'll listen to them. And a lot of the biggest artists have been on the new compositions that you've been a part of, Mark, and the other composers have. So how do you tackle bringing in 30 years of filmmaking into this Hollywood Bowl performance that's happening? How's it? I mean, you've already probably been with rehearsals underway, right? How's that been going?
Oh, yeah. The rehearsals are going great.
Yeah.
And I'm not even certain who chose all the pieces to put in the show, because it's kind of overwhelming. You know? It's like, I think probably Wes had some say in it, and I don't know. I think it's going to be a very eclectic, interesting show when it finally happens this weekend.
I think so too. Jason, you're a drummer. Are you going to be playing drums?
I broke my finger.
Oh no, you did. Yeah.
But I will be singing.
Yeah.
And or what I would call singing. I mean, the most I can do. It's not like it's not a real. It's not like. But I'll be there, and I'll have a microphone, and
there'll be sounds
whatever
coming out.
comes out, well, that's to be. I leave that to you. But no, but I will say, one thing. When Mark just said that, it crossed my mind that when I first met Wes and I had been cast in the film, I remember we had this moment. We sat in his he had like an old station wagon. And we sat in it, and he said, "This is the soundtrack to the movie." And he had a cassette tape, and he put it in, and we listened to the entire soundtrack to the movie of Rushmore just after we'd met. And then he walked me through the whole movie, narrating over the music.
Wow.
And we played the music on set, and it was so helpful to me. Because I had never worked before, and this makes no sense, but I kept thinking, like, I wonder what it's like. Well, am I going to look like I'm in a real movie? I couldn't, and is it going to look real, like a movie?
Yeah.
And then, but when I remember when we had the music on the set, it kind of felt like you were in a movie. Like I've never, walked out of a room before with like music playing. just for that moment. And you're kind of like, this is, it really was very helpful. And as a matter of fact, I found that cassette tape recently. I still have it. Yeah. I was at my mom's house and I was tying my shoes and I found it
So cool.
in a box near the ground. So I'm glad that my shoes came undone.
So that's kind of unusual, though, right? To have like all of the music sorted out before the main actor even starts.
Yeah, I know. It was. I didn't know it was. I didn't know what was unusual then.
Right.
I just was like, okay, this is cool.
Wow.
Now this is how they do it. They
Wow.
give you a TDK tape,
Yeah.
the entire soundtrack on it, and then you just sort of memorize it. But
When did you realize that wasn't the norm?
pretty next one,
Next one.
movie, yeah.
Well, we are revisiting the music this morning with both of you, and I thought it would be fun to kind of like pull various favorite moments of both of yours, Jason Schwartzman and Mark Mothersbaugh, from the films. And it's really just kind of like open season, picking whatever moments stand out to you and are fun for you. So I thought we could start with you, Mark, because you composed the first 4 films of Wes Anderson, which just, I mean, those first 4 alone, what a moment. So what should we like zone in on to get us going with this, Mark?
Well, there's a couple cues here that we picked, and one of them's called Scrapping and Yelling, and it's from, what's that one from? That's from Tannenbaum?
Yeah.
Royal Tannenbaum.
And it was like, it was a nice scene where Angelica's husband is trying to like, butter her up again, but it's way too late. She's already, committed herself to another man, and but he's being very sweet, and most of the movie he's being just kind of a pill, and so it's kind of a nice uplifting piece of music as they walk through Central Park.
So fun.
I love this piece of music.
Yeah, it's just so good. I mean, even if you haven't seen the film, it just takes you somewhere. You can kind of make your own film in your mind to it. That was composed by Mark Mothersbaugh, who's with us today, and that was from the Royal Tannenbaums. Scrapping and Yelling, the name of that track, 2001. And we're here with both Jason Schwartzman, actor, musician, and Mark Mothersbaugh, composer, talking about music from the films of Wes Anderson and just kind of pointing out some favorite moments. Let's check out another of your moments composing for a film in the Wes Anderson universe. Mark, what do you have next for us?
I got this is a cue called "Let Me Tell You About My Boat." It's like when Wes did this movie, it came out in 2004. He was in Cinecittà, is that how you say it? In Rome, and he flew me over he wanted to show off this incredible thing he'd built where it was a cross section of the boat. And
cool.
I wrote some cues for him after that, and he was like, No, not exactly what I'm looking for. It was kind of a surprise because it was the first time I'd had that, and I wrote it like 2 or 3 times in a row. And he was like, no, not a. He says, what I'm looking for is something like scrapping and yelling, because I want it to be that kind of it's this happy moment. Well, Bill Murray, everything else is going wrong, but he's so proud of his boat, and it starts with him saying, "Let me tell you about my boat," and then you see the boat, and I was thinking about that, and I had been working on this artwork, visual art at the time, where I was taking images of people I knew and slicing them in half and flipping it over and I was calling them beautiful mutants, but they were these symmetrical images. And I was kind of fascinated because I was like going, oh, it seems like if you do it right down the middle, every human has a side that kind of looks more like childlike and sweet, and every human has a side that looks a little more evil and malevolent. And so I was really into that, but I came home after he had like rejected the second or third piece of music, and I held some sheet music up to a mirror, like kind of like so I saw it in reverse, and I played it backwards, and I changed the instrument sounds because the instruments in Life Aquatic are quite different than the instruments that were in Royal Tannenbaum.
Right.
And but it was basically the same music in reverse. And I played it for him the next day, and he went, "That's it." And I didn't know what to say. I was like, well, you already own this music.
Wow.
The other direction. So anyhow, so this is just playing, basically this is playing fighting and scrapping backwards with a few, like changes so that timings don't sound crazy.
It's Morning Becomes Eclectic here on 89.9 KCRW. We're hanging out with Jason Schwartzman and Mark Mothersbaugh, who composed that piece we just heard that was featured in Wes Anderson's film, The Life Aquatic. And wow, what a great track right there. I kind of like go back and listen to them back to back to see if I can hear that it's the palindrome, as it were, of the original. But also, Mark, did you do that thing with your own face where you cut it in half to see which side was more evil and which side was more childlike?
It was my first foray into what's that on your Mac where it's that Photoshop. It was my first foray into Photoshop.
Did you do it with your own face though? Put your own face in there? Yeah. Okay. So you go around sometimes and you're like lead with one side of your face depending on what you're trying to accomplish in the world. Now you want to see yours too, Jason, huh?
I do.
Your career.
I do.
All right, we're going to get some selections from Jason Schwartzman, some of his favorite or standout moments throughout the Wes Anderson films. That's coming up next here on KCRW. It's Morning Becomes Eclectic.
Support comes from LA Metro. Go Metro to museums, theaters, historical landmarks, and more, and experience Metro Art, one of the nation's largest public art collections, along the way. Metro Art enhances the rider experience through award-winning visual and performing arts programming that connects people, neighborhoods, and destinations throughout Los Angeles County. Explore new immersive artworks at Metro's newest D-Line stations, serving Koreatown, Mid-Wilshire, Beverly Hills, and beyond. Learn more at metro.net/art.
I'm Steve Chiatakis. By now, you've already seen a rush of news alerts on your phone. Well, check back in with 89.9 KCRW this afternoon to learn more about what's happening, why it's happening, and what happens next. Listen again every weekday afternoon starting at 3 on 89.9 KCRW.
KCRW sponsors include Sony Pictures Classics, presenting Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. After her fiancé sleeps with his celebrity crush, Gail Daughtry journeys to Hollywood to try and sleep with her celebrity pass, John Hamm. Starts Friday in theaters.
It's Morning Becomes Eclectic here on 89.9 KCRW, July 10th through 12th. Music from the films of Wes Anderson are going to be performed on the Hollywood Bowl stage. Yes, it's over 3 days, and there's this whole immersive experience happening there, which a lot of people are talking about. And I think it's one of those things that you kind of got to see to understand what it is, because there's so many films being covered, so many artists featured, and various elements. We're here with a couple of the folks that are a part of the show. Jason Schwartzman, who was in 7 Wes Anderson films, and also Mark Mothersbaugh, who composed for 4 of them. Jason, let's do a pick of like one of your favorite song moments from a Wes Anderson film.
Okay, it's hard. I went with, and it's not because Mark is here, but Gut Feeling, which is a DEVO song, is used in the film Life Aquatic. And I remember when I saw the movie for the first time, hearing that piece of music through giant speakers in a theater with those images, everything just felt perfect. And I was just like, it's perfect. And I also will say, not to be dorky about it, but I'm fascinated by the structure of the song, because it moves in like a strange, the clockwork of it is odd. Like it comes around and we think, whoa, we're back. No, we're not. And to me, that is like one of the best things that Mark is able to always do. But in this song, it's a sweetness, and it's like, it has like a surf, but it's more warped, and this is really another silly thing, but the tempo is like perfect. I love the tempo of the song. Like it's just like just right, perfect.
Let's check out DEVO's Gut Feeling.
Listen to this.
This morning becomes eclectic here on 89.9 KCRW. The thing with live radio is sometimes we are at the edge of our time, but we still have a little bit more together to talk about the music from the films of Wes Anderson. Amazing track here from DEVO, Gut Feeling 1978. Mark Mothersbaugh, who's a part of making the song, is here with us as well, which is just such an honor to be like listening to this, looking at you, Mark, and Jason, seeing how much you enjoy it and pointing out the fun elements of it. This song featured in The Life Aquatic. Mark, let's get into a track that's one of your favorites that you did not compose from one of the Wes Anderson films.
Yeah, I picked Nico's These Days. I just love the sound of it. And
yeah, me too. Let's hear it.
Yeah, fire away.
Fire away.
I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do, and all the times I had the chance to. I stopped my rambling. I don't do too much gambling these days. These days I seem to think about how all the changes came about my way. And I wonder if I'd see another
I never want to be the guy that cuts out a great song, but we are almost at the edge of our time here with Jason Schwartzman and Mark Mothersbaugh as we talk about music from the films of Wes Anderson. 30 years of film. Beautiful track here, Nico, These Days from 1967. Finding out while this song is playing that a 17-year-old Jackson Browne is playing electric guitar on this one. And Jackson Browne will be performing the song this weekend with orchestra.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to be at the Hollywood Bowl, July 10th through 12th. The music from the films of Wes Anderson is taken over the stage, and the whole entire venue, even outside of the stage, is going to be quite the time. We're here with Mark Mothersbaugh and Jason Schwartzman. What a pick.
You know more about it than I do. I don't want to know anymore. Stop talking.
We're both learning so much from each other.
Immersive. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, there's tons. What you should do is just go on the Hollywood Bowl website and you'll see all this stuff. We also are going to give away some tickets. So if you're listening right now and you want to go, check this out. It's happening this weekend. KCRW Festival celebrating the music from the films of Wes Anderson at the Hollywood Bowl. Musicians on stage will include Beck, Karen O, Jim James, Jackson Browne, Jason Schwartzman, and Mark Mothersbaugh, who I'm looking at right now. And there's going to be the score music there, and our own KCRW DJ Luxury hosting, along with Bill Murray, who's also hosting. That is quite the co-hosting position. What'd you say?
DEVO will be there.
Oh, DEVO's going to be there too. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. That's not on the thing that I was reading, but yes, DEVO. Oh my God. So you're going to be performing with DEVO as well as doing your composition stuff, Mark.
Go figure.
Go figure. After all these years, I mean, you're just a man of many hats and glasses, so they got to throw you in wherever they can. So go to the Win tab on the KCRW app right now and enter to win. We're giving away tickets to all of the shows. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's pick one more, Jason, that is like one of your favorite moments from the Wes Anderson filmography.
Well, I love this song. I know Mark loves it too, but this is called Zorro is Back. This is from, look, let's just say this. It's one of the best songs. I will say that it just has a spirit and just an energy about it that is just propels you into feeling excited, and it's just a beautiful piece of music.
Oh yeah.
And it's just and the percussion, the music, everything about it, it worked.
Yes.
It works, and it works for me, and it will work for you, and it worked for Zorro.
I love it. It's from Fantastic Mr. Fox, and it'll be performed this weekend by Jose and House Band at the Hollywood Bowl. Y'all, before we get into this song, since I know we're going to have to go to news soon, I just want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Mark Mothersbaugh, Jason Schwartzman. Catch them this weekend for music from the films of Wes Anderson. It's part of the KCRW Festival. It's happening at the Hollywood Bowl. And like I said, it's one of those things that I think you just got to see to understand what it is. And you're not going to want to see footage from it afterwards and be like, darn it, I missed it. So get in, win those tickets right now on the KCRW app, or just go ahead and buy some tickets on the Hollywood Bowl website. Let's check out Zorro is Back on Morning Becomes Eclectic. It's KCRW.